Today, we are deconstructing the myth of jaywalking. We are looking at Texas Transportation Code Section 552.U05, the brand new Senate Bill 2039 that just took effect, and a yield loophole that makes crossing the street a lot more legal than you think. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when you can cross, when you can't, and how to talk your way out of a pedestrian ticket.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are tackling a topic that affects pretty much everyone who has ever walked down a city street. Specifically, we're diving deep into the laws in Texas. You might think you know what jaywalking is, but the reality is way more interesting and might just save you from a ticket. So, what exactly is jaywalking? Here est. The surprising part, the term jaywalking does unactually appear in Texas state law. It's a slang term that we've all adopted. The law is more focused on a pedestrian's responsibility to yield the right-of-way to vehicles when not using a crosswalk. If you're crossing a street somewhere other than a marked or unmarked crosswalk at an intersection, you must yield to oncoming traffic. The key here is yield. If you cross without interfering with any cars, you technically haven't broken the law. Now, things got even more interesting recently. In 2023, Texas passed a new law, often called the Lisa Torrey Smith Act. This law reinforces that drivers must stop and yield the right-of-way to pedestrians who are in a crosswalk. This is a big deal because it puts more responsibility on drivers to be aware of people crossing the street. The law clarifies that as a pedestrian, once you step into that crosswalk, you have the right-of-way. This brings us to the so-called loophole, or more accurately, the misunderstanding of the law. The offense isn't just crossing the street mid-block. The offense is failing to yield to a vehicle when you do so. If there are no cars coming, or they are far enough away that you don't impede their path, you haven't committed an infraction under state law. This is crucial. It's not about where you cross, but how you cross and whether you disrupt traffic. A police officer can't just ticket you for being in the street. They have to prove you failed to yield to a vehicle that had the right-of-way. But what if you do get a ticket? Don't just pay it automatically. First, read the ticket carefully. It will describe the specific violation. Was it for failing to yield? Or maybe for disobeying a don't walk signal? The details matter. If you believe you crossed safely and didn't interfere with traffic, you might have a case. Your first step should be to consider contesting it. You can appear in court and explain your side. Remember to be respectful and stick to the facts. Explain that you assessed the traffic, saw no immediate hazard, and proceeded safely without causing any vehicles to slow down or swerve. It is also important to remember that cities can have their own local ordinances that might be stricter than state law. So, it's always a good idea to be aware of the specific rules in your city. For example, some cities might have ordinances against crossing against a pedestrian signal, even if no cars are coming. Always check local municipal codes if you're unsure. So, to sum it all up, jaywalking as a term is a myth in Texas law. Your main duty as a pedestrian is to yield to traffic if you're not in a crosswalk. And thanks to new laws, your rights in a crosswalk are stronger than ever. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more legal deep dives. Stay safe out there. We'll see you in the next one.